Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we're going to be doing something that we've never really done before. I started to do something like this with Peak back in the day when we started the US Gamers React channel. But I've always kind of avoided doing it myself, mainly out of fear of copyright issues and stuff like that. But the video that I'm going to be reacting to is going to be a video by the channel Eye of the Road. It is Warning Top 10 Forklift Fails Compilation 2024. Idiot drivers cause dangerous crashes. Sorry if I had to look around you guys. I've got my camera right in the middle of the road, so I apologize. But anyway, to put it into a little bit of context for why I would be reacting specifically to forklift fails first, and the answer is simple. I've got over 15 years of forklift driving experience. I've driven forklifts in a lot of different factories and warehouses. I've loaded, unloaded trucks. I've done just about everything you can do with a forklift, right? So if there's anything that I can comment on, one of the things that I should be able to comment on is forklift or even factory fails and stuff like that. Now, if you guys got any specific things that you would like to see me react to, I will ask you to just leave the title of the video and who makes the video down in the comments below. Because if you type in an address, like if you just copy the address to the video, it'll remove the video, or it'll remove your comment automatically. So to avoid doing that, just type in the name of the video and then what channel the video is from, so that I know which one to look at. And then we'll try to do a couple of compilations just to see. You never know. Maybe this is a new avenue for my channel, a new thing, because I think that honestly, from a reaction standpoint, I feel like I could probably do pretty well, just because I'm always pretty outspoken. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I am very outspoken. But with all of that being said, let's get straight into this first compilation, shall we? So it looks like right out the gate, we've got way too heavy of a load on a forklift that looks like it's one of the forklifts that you'd see attached to the back of a semi. Have you ever seen that? But definitely did not end well for this guy. And it does not appear that he's wearing his seatbelt. Maybe that is a seatbelt right there. Maybe it's a red seatbelt that's across his lap, in which case, good job. But we'll see. Okay. What do we got here? All right, this is going to be a hard part. So we've got forklift driver, obviously. We're in a warehouse. He's pulling from a pallet rack. He's backed up, and it looks like either the pallet is already like starting to come out, or like come off, like something is coming off the pallet, because you can see the plastic wrap itself is busted, and there's boxes that are kind of hanging out. So this may not be the forklift driver's fault, or he caught the edge of this on the pallet on the pallet racking as he was backing out. One or the other. Starts to lower it. This is a stand-up lift.
Nice and easy.
Oh! I don't know what that was. It looks like milk or some sort of creamer or something. All right, so this could be one of two things. This could be his fault. Maybe he was going into the rack. What this looks like to me. So when you're putting something up that high, you really have to rely on experience, right? What I do when I'm putting something up that high, if I know that it's short enough to fit between the racks, what I'll do is I'll raise the pallet up and wait for the shadow on the underside of the pallet. What you'll do is, as you go up, each time you go past the let me see if I can show you guys. Hold on. So each layer that you have here, this bright orange, you'll actually see kind of a reflection or a shadow on the bottom of the pallet as you clear that. So what I'll do is I'll raise the pallet up. If I can't see, I'll raise the pallet up to where I see that little shadow or that orange come up underneath the pallet, and then I know I'm good to go in. What this looks like is somebody went into the rack and had it too high, so they pushed into the rack, and that started everything. That's why the wrapping was busted. That's why those boxes were tipped up. And then when he tried to pull it back, maybe he was trying to save himself from getting in trouble. Yeah, then, of course, they fall out. There's not much you can do with that. Just clean it up. Not that big a deal. This is what we would call a minor accident. You report it. These little accidents like this happen all the time in warehouses. Oh. All right. So this is a little bit different. All right. So let's break this down. So this is probably a 9,000-pound forklift. Okay. That's the tare weight, right? We've got a quad picker. Okay, so this has actually got two sets of forks on the front of it. so that you can grab two stacks at the same time. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but he screwed up. He's got two forks in this side, one fork here, and one fork on this side. This is either a newer forklift driver or somebody who definitely should not be trying to do this, because he's only got one fork on this stack over here. He's got 3 of his 4 forks on this stack. Just a textbook oopsie moment. Oh, man. Oh, what the fuck? That is not what I thought that was. Those are cans of stuff. Maybe like vegetables or something. Or so, yeah, maybe it's, yeah, that's cans of something. I don't know what that is, but that's way worse than I thought that was going to be. I thought these were pallets. Like, I thought this was just stacks of, like, plastic pallets. Like, we do this sort of stuff anyway. But, yeah, that's way worse than I thought that was going to be. Yeah, I think those are, like, green beans or something. All right, so here we have a LTL driver who is being loading himself. I don't know if he's the actual driver or if this is somebody from the warehouse. We've got an electric pallet jack going over a dock plate, going outside, and then we have the LTL with the drop gate here. Okay, so far so good. Oh, yeah, that's a no bueno. Yeah, that's just textbook screwing up. Like, he didn't have the ramp all the way down. First of all, you can see clearly this side's way up. This side's barely touching the ground. And he's going to drive onto it anyway. The weight of this thing is ridiculous. And then, of course, you got all this liquid on top of it, whatever it is. But it's going to push down into it. And then, of course, as soon as he puts any weight over here, that's going to kick this side up. Remember, your battery is at the front. Yes, you have all this weight, but there's a good chance that this battery actually outweighs all of this. So as soon as he starts to bring the weight this way, this pushes up on this side of it and just catapults everything off the pallet. Now, it doesn't appear that was anything too crazy, because I don't see any mess or anything. You just got to pick it up, restack it, and rewrap it. All right. Oh, no. All right. I'm just going to see if I can call this right now. So we got some sort of cases on a pallet. Like, this kind of looks like a alcohol case of some sort. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But this guy is not paying attention to the edge of this. There's a clear gap between the dock and the drop gate. And if he's not careful, he's going to step right off the back of this and he could get real hurt real fast. And then, God forbid, this roll and roll on top of him. Oh, he's okay. So there's a little lip here where he's trying to pull up, and he's right on the edge of this. I mean, he's got to feel this in his feet as he digs in. Yep. Oh, yep. There's the next worst possible scenario. So he actually does a good dismount, but here's the problem. This comes off, the wheel of the pallet jack goes right off the edge of the drop gate. That stops this dead in its track, but that momentum is still gone. I don't know how tall this pallet is, but we're about to find out. Yeah, that's a bad day. He's lucky to get out of the way of that. Good job on him for getting out of the way. You're not going to stop it. You're not going to do any good to yourself. Just get out the way. At that point, you've done screwed up. You just own it. Boy, that's a hell of a cleanup. All right, this is stupid. Okay, so this is what we saw in the thumbnail when we first clicked on the video. So this guy, again, this is the forklift that attaches to the back of a semi-trailer. If you've ever seen a semi driving down the road with a forklift sticking out the back of the truck, that's what this is, all right? We're hauling, or it looks like we're picking up some PVC pipes. These appear to be 4 or 5 inch pipes, but you've got quite a bundle of them, and they're hooked together with some like 2x2s, 2x4s, whatever, and they're strapped pretty well. But he's driving with this load up in the air. You don't want to do that. Unless you're right at the truck and you're lifting to load this onto the truck, like, this is just a bad practice, especially off-road. If you go over a bump or anything, and this is even close to what your forklift is rated for, you can have a tip over. So easy. And right there you see it. Immediately tips over. And what happened is he's got the load too high. He's on softer ground. and he was going forward and suddenly stopped. So all of that momentum just pushes his forklift up into the air. Now at this moment, you're on a sit-down forklift. You've got a roll cage. If you are strapped in, you are to stay on this lift. So let's see what he does. Look at that. Seatbelt. Seatbelts save lives, boys. Especially on forklifts. Right there you go. That seatbelt, and he actually puts his hand up here. I wouldn't do this if I were you. I know it's human nature. Trust the seatbelt, the lap belt to hold you in place. Put your hands on the steering wheel. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. The reason being, when you start reaching around like this, what's going to happen is if that forklift tips over all the way, your arm could get caught between the forklift, the roll cage, and everything. And if that happens, it's gone. Like, there's so much weight involved that that's just going to cut your arm off wherever it gets pinched. So in a situation like this, keep your arms on the steering wheel, right? That steering wheel, your lap belt's going to hold you as long as the seat is good. Like, everything should hold you in place. And eventually, like, what happens usually is that the weight eventually comes off the front, and then all this weight comes crashing back down, which leads me to another story. If you are ever in a situation where you are on foot and you see a forklift do this exact thing, do not get anywhere near it. Stay the fuck away. Because what will happen is, like I said, now that he's fell forward, his load is going to fall off the forks, and that forklift is going to come crashing back down. All of your ballast, your battery, your concrete ballast, all of that is at the back, right? To weigh it down. That's your counterballast. And so that is going to come crashing down as soon as he loses the weight off the front of this lift. He's kind of pinned at the moment. He's up against this, so he can actually control his descent a little bit, at least until he gets to a point where his forks break through the PVC pipes. But you'll see that he's pinned up against it, so he can actually use his forks to kind of lower himself under control. But eventually, you're going to get to a point where you're starting to rotate backwards and your forks are no longer making contact, and this whole thing's going to crash. And there it is. And that's the kind of thing that'll make you bite your tongue off, so you got to be careful. But well done by the operator there. Again, stupid mistake that anybody can make, but he was wearing his lap belt. It didn't end worse than it had to. Yeah. That all right that he did at the end, that's what everybody says when they know they're getting fired. Or potentially could have died in the process. But this is textbook. We got too much weight. Maybe this was stacked improperly. Or something else that could happen. Maybe this isn't the forklift driver's fault. Maybe one of these boxes is actually empty. Sometimes when you're working in the assembly lines and stuff, sometimes people forget. They'll load up a box. They don't get it fully loaded. And when all of that weight gets put on top of it, that box will crush because there's nothing in there to support it. It's just cardboard at that point. And so that'll crush that box. And that's what appears to be happening here. But, yeah, I mean, that's just going to fall over. Again, these are little things that happen all the time in warehouse. You can see these guys are doing what we call a pyramid stack, where you do 2 stacks, and then you put one on top. You're just trying to maximize. And look at how this ends up. Like, this is why we get on people about their stack patterns. We get on people about wrapping things tightly, because you end up with this stuff. This stuff is really, really not fun. Because as a forklift driver, you got to play Jenga every single time you come in. Oh, okay, so we're either putting on or taking off pallets from the top. Yeah, this is just a bad situation. You can try to save this. What'll likely happen is he'll try to go forward. He's actually going to shove his forks up through the pallet on the bottom, destroying that pallet, but hopefully he's able to scoop the rest of them up. Given that this is a video, I'm going to assume that he's not able to do that. Yeah, he just backs out, so these are all going to fall. So here's what most likely happened. So you can see that the bottom is further forward than the top, right? The top kind of got shoved backwards. So he started to push this in too soon, and it shoved everything back. And then he panicked and got it caught, and then, yeah, just, you're done at that point. Oh, okay. Okay, this brings up another point. Okay, so what he does wrong is he turns with the load in the air. You never want to do that. Back out from the truck, lower the load, then turn. This guy's the driver. The driver is not supposed to be standing here. Period. If you know what you're doing, you tell the driver to stay clear, right? Get in his truck or just stand clear. He has no business being here. There's nothing for him to do. He's already done his job. He's pulled the curtains. He's done whatever. He's taken the straps off, whatever it is. This was most likely a curtain side trailer. So he's already done that. Just get the fuck out of the way. You have no business being here. But what he's done is he's put himself right in the firing range for this guy's dumb maneuver. So again, when you're coming out from a truck like this, you back out, you lower the load to the ground, and then you can turn. But he doesn't do that. He just backs out and turns. He's turning too fast. The whole load's going to shift and fall over. And there ain't nothing you can do at that point. Mess. And like I said, this guy, he's now like, oh my God, yeah, well that could have been you. Right? You're too close. You have no business being there. You're either just sit in your truck. I don't need you at this point, right? Like as a forklift driver, you've already opened up. I'm unloading you. There's no other reason for you to be there. Get in your truck. I'll let you know when you're done. You know what I mean? That's simple as that. Because this kind of thing can happen to anyone at any time. It's just a simple lack of paying attention. This guy's probably done this a million times, and it's never went horribly. But one day, you just do it a little bit too fast. But that's why you lower the load first. Because that stops this whole thing from shifting like that. Is the music going? Nope, music's still going. All right, we got a runaway trailer. Oh my God. Tell me this man ain't about to jump off his moving forklift to try to catch a trailer that outweighs him by a lot and is moving very fast. There's no way he's this stupid. Hold the phone. Totally does. Oh my God, he saved it. What a freaking... Okay, this is incredibly stupid because you get yourself killed. But the man technically saved it. I'm assuming he pulled the parking brake on this thing because you see it slowly come to a stop. But he managed to grab the front of that trailer and turn it to avoid hitting this guy's van. And he doesn't get crushed in the process. This man is a hero. A dumb hero. But if it's stupid but it works, is it actually stupid? Yes, it is. You're playing with your life at this point. It ain't worth it. A few $1,000s in damage. Whoever let that, if it's you that did it, I can understand why you want to try to stop it, because, I mean, that could be your job, but your job isn't worth your life. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay, so this guy is offloading onto the caddy corner of a dock. You can see there's no dock here. The dock is over here. He's got maybe 3 feet of dock. And if he missteps, it's death. Not death necessarily, unless this falls on top of him, but this is bad. Slip and fall, yeah, right there. Oh no. Oh God, no. That pallet jack has bad intentions. Oh, right in the hip. He's lucky that that's all he got was right in the hip, because if that had hit any higher up, I mean, you're talking broken ribs. I mean, these things are not light. A pallet jack like this probably weighs a couple of 100 pounds. And you got that thing, and it's solid steel, coming down, smacking right into your hip. Like I said, he got his hand up to keep it from being too bad, but it still come right down. You're not going to stop it. It's coming. That hurts. And and look, it's wet too. I mean, it's wet here. This is probably raining out. I don't know where this is taken, but this guy has a claim for a liability lawsuit. Whatever company he's offloading this at, like, this is their fault. If this is where they told him to offload, like, this is their fault 100%. They are liable for this man's injuries. Okay, we got an electric pallet jack way up in the air. Oh, this is just... Wow. Okay, so that's an electric picker. It's not just a normal pallet jack. This one goes all the way up, but he has too much weight, too high up, and it just... Keep moving it like that while it's in the air, you're done. And again... So lucky to get out of the way of that. If you're on a stand-up lift, or if you're on one of these electric lifts like this, electric pallet jacks, pallet forks, or a cherry picker like this, and it starts to go, just get out of the way, because it will kill you. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. This thing weighs thousands of pounds. You got probably another 1,000 pounds or more over top of your head. Like, just get out of the way. Nothing you can do is going to stop that. There's so much wrong with this exact moment. Okay, first of all, what is your plans here? If you're filming this, you gotta be like understanding like laws of physics here. This is a wall. What are you gonna do? You can only lower it to the top of this. Like, if anything, you would think you would lower that, drop that gate like it's a ramp. You just drop it or take it off, and then you could load the pallet straight onto the back. Obviously, you don't want a forklift driving up on that, but you can probably take that off. It's probably just like a couple of pins that you can take off, take that whole ramp off, and then just drop your pallet right there onto the back. Oh, God. Is it going to smash the guy's truck, too? Ugh! Oh, my God. That's a lot of weight. Destroyed that trailer, too. I mean, that's mulch or fertilizer. Yeah, it's got to be mulch, right? This guy's probably at a local hardware store, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's or something, getting a pallet. This guy should not be on a forklift. This guy's an idiot. And I see these people all the time. These idiots that don't know what they're doing on forklifts. Plenty of them. Okay? Got some cans of something. Lowering it down slow. Oh, he caught it. He caught it. Oh, run. Oh, those are empty cans. You're good. I mean, it's a bunch of wasted cans because they're empty. They got the tops cut off of them, or they don't have the tops on them, I should say. So all these cans are going to be crushed. So you've wasted all those cans, but could have been much worse. All right. Again, we have a forklift that it attaches to the back of a truck. He's got a big weight. He's shoving the weight forward and gets caught off guard by the fact that he's got too much weight on the front. Remember, it's a leverage, guys, right? Everything that you do when you're on a pivot, right? This front wheel acts as a pivot point. So you've got essentially a triangle. Everything that you do, we call it the stability triangle because you got the two wheels in the front. You've got a stability triangle this way. You also have a stability triangle this way. Anything that you do that's inside the triangle is fine. Anything that you do that pushes the weight or the stability outside of the triangle is tip over. And again, it looks like this guy's wearing a seatbelt. Yeah. And see, this is the thing. If you're wearing your seatbelt, this is the worst that happens, right? Like you tip forward, you're stuck there for a second, you lower the load, under load, and you can lower yourself back down. This guy's still got his forks underneath it, so he's able to lower himself all the way back down under control. So he doesn't get the spine-shattering kaboom at the bottom. But, yeah, it's crazy. What do we got here? Okay, a bundle's coming apart. Didn't quite have as much of the bundle as he thought. So now he picks it up, the strap breaks, and yep, just a mess. Yep, you got a mess, buddy. Just dump it. The guy's like, yeah, just drop it. We'll pick it up. Okay, we're turning with the load in the air again. We talked about this. You want to try to avoid it. Sometimes you can't avoid turning with the load in the air. And when you do that, you have to understand that you don't turn very fast. This guy's in the danger zone. And I think he knows it, which is why he's looking over his shoulder at this guy right now. This guy's wearing a hard hat. This guy's not. This guy has a roll cage. This guy doesn't. Let's see who wins. Okay, weeble wobble. Oh, he doesn't even have his forks in the pallet. Well, there's your problem. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, his forks are under the pallet. He didn't get his fork inside the pallet at all. What is this guy doing? How do you miss the hole? And then he just dumps it. Yeah. Thank God this guy was out of the way. This guy looks young. Definitely a newbie. Oh, dear God. All right. So, forklift driver notices he is screwed up one way or the other. Either the pallet's broken, because you can see it slanting away from us, from where the camera is. I like how the cameras are always like perfectly positioned for these. But yeah, so he gets off his forklift to inspect what's going on. Problem is, it's leaning that direction. You should have gotten off this side. This side, because if that falls, guess where it's falling? Yeah, you can see it's starting to fall. And he's right in the way. Oh my. Oh my God. Please tell me he's okay. Please tell me he wasn't underneath that. Oh my God. Oh my God, that man is so lucky. I don't know how heavy this is, but judging by, oh my God, I thought I just witnessed him getting crushed. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. He got knocked to the ground. I thought he was under it. Like, it looks like he is kind of under it, but he got very lucky. Jesus, man. And he's able to get up. Thank God. Lord have mercy. Just saying. All right, we've got somebody pulling out onto a lift gate. And, yep. Somebody's not getting their delivery. Well, they're getting their delivery, but they're not going to be happy about it. Oh, okay, so we got a shed. Again, I don't know how heavy this is. Looks like he's got the taller side of the shed up against the backrest, which is okay, but he's got it so far. Why is it so high in the air? Are we doing, like, are we trying to get a treehouse? Are we trying to put this on top of the building? Like, what is the purpose of having this so high up? No, he's doing this on purpose. All right, this is 100% on purpose. Like, there's no reason for him to have this high in the air, other than he's trying to. What is likely happening here is these guys were told to tear this thing apart. This is my guess. They were told to tear this thing apart. Now, you could go get a hammer and a pry bar and try to tear it apart the old-fashioned way, or you can raise it 20 feet into the air with a forklift and drop it. Let gravity tear it apart for you. Job success. Okay, this is just warehouse people being dumb. This is stupid. Don't do this. For obvious reasons. Dude, he is strapped into whatever this is. If this guy jams on the brakes and this load shifts, I mean, it's just crushing him. His legs are flopping around. Like, this is just stupid. Dang it. Why with the music again? And he keeps putting his feet. Oh my God, it did it. It did it. Oh no. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Like, dude, you just crushed a man for being stupid. Okay, we can't have the music. Let's see what else we got. Okay, guy coming out of here. Oh my God. Oh, he's hurt. Oh my, how's he getting up that quick? Dude just literally catapulted 10 feet through the air, lands on his face, and somehow just walks it off? Good Lord, brother. Gotta watch that first step. It's a doozy. Okay, we got kegs of whatever. Could be anything. Forklift driver. Backing off the truck. Doesn't look like these kegs are all that secured. Yeah, they're just going to fall off. These kegs aren't even, there's no wrapping or nothing. They're probably empty kegs that are being returned. And so they've just been hand stacked on. But they should have some sort of, they should have like a strap around them or some plastic wrap, something to hold them all together. Oh my God, what a catch! And also proof that that was empty. Because if that was full, he ain't catching it like that. What a catch! All right, I'm impressed. Kudos. Oh, God. Oh, brother. Okay, let's rewind a second. Hold on. Is this guy seated or is he standing? Okay, he's standing. I thought this was a sit-down. I can't really tell. I can't tell if he's seated or if this is a standing lift. If it's a standing lift, then bailing is the right option. If it's a seated lift, then you stay seated. I can't really tell. I think that was a stand-up lift. I think he did the right thing. You step out, get out of the way. Okay. We've got unknown girl that definitely... Look, I've worked with plenty of women on forklifts. I'm not saying women can't drive forklifts. But the first thing that I'm noticing is she looks very young. Okay? So, first thing first, inexperience is coming into play. Also, looks like another one of those doesn't look secured to the pallet sort of scenarios. So... there's no strapping going over the top of this, or at least doesn't appear to be, because I'm not seeing any straps through the gaps. So all of this stuff is just free floating. And she tilts it up and just immediately drops it. And look at her face. The I know I'm getting fired face. Oh God. Oh no. Okay, first of all, if you're driving in an area like this goes to all you civilians out there. If you're driving in an area like this, slow the fuck down! Jesus, man, why are you in such a hurry? Second of all, forklift driver, if you're coming out of a blind exit, better be beeping the horn. Yeah. Your car's not going to win that fight. Man, that forklift driver was moving too. Let me rewind this real quick. Let's see how fast. Oh, yeah, he's going full throttle. Yeah, this is dumb on both parts. This accident was always going to happen. This guy's going full throttle through a blind intersection. This guy's going full throttle through a parking lot with blind intersections. Like, this was inevitable. It was going to happen eventually. But you can see just how much force is behind a forklift. Okay, looks like we got some more double pickers. So you've got 2 forks here, 2 forks over there. Grabbing two pallets at the same time. The guy is beating the hell out of this truck. If I was the driver here, I'd be a little upset already. This guy's clearly green because he is beating the hell out of your truck as he comes in. He's just slamming up against the side of the truck, trying to get as deep of a bite as possible. Oh, no! I did not see that coming. That is even worse than I thought was going to happen. All right, well, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that trucker is about to pull out. And he's going to take the forklift with him. Brother! Okay, the heebie-jeebies. This person, again, you're on a forklift. It's a sit-down forklift. It's got a lap belt. You've got a roll cage. Stay in there. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. That is the best thing that you can do in this situation. Worst thing that you can do in this situation is bail to the side that the thing is falling. Because if this forklift falls on you, you are crushed. You are dead. It will cut you in half. That's how heavy these things are. You can see he bails out. But again, he bails out the side that's closest to the thing that's going to fall on him. That could have been real bad. I'm pretty sure he got out of there, though. He got this direction. Sorry for all the pausing, but I like to comment on all this stuff. Okay, so we got 3 high. Looks like he's lifting way too high. He's going to hit the top of the trailer. Yep. Yeah, textbook. Oh, no! I don't know what the hell he's got in that, but he just took a shower. Most forklifts only have like bars across the top. They don't have like a splash shield. So whatever that was, he just dumped it right on his head. Again, you're not going to win that wrestling match. Oh, God. He's pinched something between his truck and the lift, it looked like. Well, maybe not. He went the wrong way. Oh, no. Oh, God. Old fellow went for a ride. He's lucky he didn't go off the thing. Slipping and falling and landing on this is not nearly as bad as falling the extra 4 feet to the floor. But that, again, it just goes to show, in your mind, you think you can stop something, but the amount of weight there is just ridiculous. You're not stopping it. Putting your foot on it is not going to do anything. What do we got next? Okay. There ain't no way. Ain't no way. You are not lifting that container off the back of that truck with that forklift. There is no... That container weighs twice as much as that forklift, probably. Empty. And that's not including if it has anything. Your forks are only going to go to here. You can't get under it enough to tilt it back. You're just going to flip it off the trailer the other direction? He's trying to lift it. Okay, so these have latches that they unlatch that hold the container to the trailer. I don't even know if they were unlatched. This back one doesn't look like... Oh, so we got a tandem operation going. This guy picks up this side, this guy picks up that side, this guy pulls out. All right, so that's what we're doing. That's a little bit more reasonable, even though it's still dumb. It at least makes more sense. Okay, so they pull it off the palms, whatever you want to call those, the little locks. This guy pulls forward. Looks like we don't quite have it balanced. Looks like it's a little back heavy. But seems to be working just fine. Are these guys going to run into each other, though? Now, these guys have to be talking to one another to lower it slowly under control. Okay, they don't run into each other. Uh-oh. 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 Lower it. Lower the load. What are you? You're going to bend the out of those forks. Brother. Dude, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. This clearly looks like it's a relatively poor area. But, like, good Lord. And this guy needs to get out of the way because he can't steer. Like, his wheels are coming off the ground. If he'd lower the load a little bit, he'd be able to do a little bit more with it. But he's holding it too far up. Plus, he has no spotter, so he doesn't know. There could be somebody over here, and he could be crushing them right now and wouldn't know. There's so many bad things to happen here. But again, I don't think OSHA is anywhere near this. OSHA doesn't exist here, I don't think. Just a guess. But I think that's probably going to do it. I mean, that went way better than I thought it would. And again, if he just lowered the load a little bit, he'd be fine. Good Lord, though. Those forks are tough. But I imagine they're bent. Yeah, look. I couldn't see. He didn't actually tighten them up. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for our first reaction video here on Spartan Elite 43. Let me know what you guys think. If this is something you guys want to see more of. I know this was a long video because I was pausing a lot and stopping and talking about everything. But again, that just I'm able to interject a lot of my personal knowledge and experience with this subject in particular. So let me know if there's more stuff that you guys want to see me react to down in the comments below. If you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.